Hi everybody, this is Oksana, and in this video we're getting ready for the holiday season because we are making a little present or gift box, and you can do this with a rectangular shaped stone or a square. This is a great way to use up those angular stones like this that are, kind of tricky to work with. So I made this one off camera just to show you how it looks on a rectangle, and then this is the one that I'm going to be making in this video, this little square with the gold wire. So if you want to see how to make these, just keep watching. So we're going to be using some artistic wire. This is in the color gold. It is 20 gauge. You can get this type of wire in a craft store. It's round wire, or I'll leave a link below this video for Amazon, where you can find it on Amazon. So I am going to cut myself just one piece, and we'll make it 13 inches, which is 33 centimeters. So the stone I'm using, let me measure that. This is a Jasper. I think people usually call it sci-fi Jasper. So it's exactly an inch, which is about 25 millimeters or 2.5 centimeters. So here's our stone, and here's just this one piece of wire. I am going to fold this wire in half, and then I'm just gonna grab it right here in the middle. And you can use round nose pliers. You don't have to use bail making pliers, but if you happen to have bail making pliers, that's helpful. We're just making a circular shape for our bail. So I'm just bending it around this fourth biggest size one, and all my tools are also linked down below. I also have Amazon links for those. So I am just twisting the wire so that the circular shape doesn't unravel. So let me zoom in and show you what that looks like. Just like this. So that's our bail for our cord necklace to go through. And now we're going to take our rectangular stone, or sorry, square. In this case it's square. And we're just going to put it so the bail is just right on top here. So that made like a little bend. And then we're going to bend this wire down as well, and just kind of push down on this to get that to work. So then if I take my stone out, it basically the wire got bent around the stone, as you can see. Okay, so the bottom wire, we're going to be bending it up now. So basically this is what we have. Just like that. So now let me separate so you can see the two distinct wires. So the wire that is here on top that's going through, we're gonna kind of press on it right in the middle of the stone, and we're gonna pull it down, and then the opposite of that, we're gonna pull this one up. And here's what's going to happen when you do that. This is how they kind of get bent together. So I'll probably just stay zoomed in here, because what we're going to do is we're going to form our little bow. So we're just going to bend the wire kind of around, and then we're going to put it underneath this other wire and pull on it tightly. Now I almost kind of like want to lift it up too, because now we're going to take this wire and we're going to pull it underneath and just pull it nice and tight. But don't put it flat up against the stone, kind of leave it up in the air because that makes it easier. So now grab this wire and put it underneath the other wire and just kind of lift it up a little bit. It's okay, it'll slide around quite a bit. We'll lock the stone in place when we're done with this little decorative bow. So now it's this wire's turn. It's just gonna go underneath the other wire and just kind of lift it up a little bit. And then the next wire, just gonna pull it underneath. And as you can see, it kind of looks like a little rose or a little bow that's getting formed. So we're just going along with this, putting each wire underneath the other wire. And it's up to you at what point you want to stop, because everyone, might have different size stones. You might have a different preference for the size of bow that you want to have. So I feel like mine is getting pretty close to a size that I'm happy with here. So what I'm gonna do when you are kind of getting ready to end, you want to think about where your wires are. So this is a good point to end, because this wire here, if we bend it, it kind of goes right here to the middle. And then, so one wire will be lined up nicely for us to end, but the other wire, of course, won't be, because it's like together. So what you want to do with the other wire is just kind of push it onto the other side, and then either with your fingers or with some pliers, do like a little curve or a bend in it so it's going straight across here. And so you want to bend that to the back. And then this wire as well. And just like this. So what I'm actually going to do is slide this down a little more. Because I want that to be right in the middle of our stone, just like that. And then here on the back, we have these two wires that we bent back here. So I recommend doing this one at a time, because I notice if I cut both wires, everything kind of moves out of place, and then one of them ends up being too short. So I cut one wire and I gave myself a little tail end like this. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lift up with my pliers. You can see a little gap formed, lifting up that wire. And then I'm taking this little end and I'm tucking it underneath, just like that. And then if you grab that little wire end and lift it up, see that little end there? You can take it and turn it down so it's pointing down towards the stone, and then you just kind of squish it, and now it's attached to your wire there. All right, so now I would cut the other wire and give yourself a similar little end so it's long enough for you to tuck it under, like this. And then we're gonna take that little end and we're just gonna bend it just like we did with the other one, so the end of the wire is facing down into the stone, and we're just gonna press it down. Now we're gonna kind of put these together so they're centered. We're gonna look here on the front to see if anything moved out of place. And if it did, you can just kind of adjust it. And then you can always kind of tighten these up a little bit, just press on them harder and then they won't move up and down. All right, so once everything looks straight and symmetrical, then here is your little present. And just a quick little tip, if your stone happens to be wobbly, then you can just take your pliers and you can bend little angular bends in here, just like I did. And what that does is it tightens up the wire, and then it prevents it from wobbling around in there. So here it is, all finished. Little gift or present box. And here is another one that I've made. That is a little rectangle, just for comparison. And also this one's gold and this one is a silver color. And this one is a petersite stone. It's kind of dark so you can't tell, but it's got like little specks of blue in it. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell button so you get notified of new videos.